Starting from where we left off in the previous video, Tsubaki tells Yoshino that Kirishima said he went to Osaka to see her when he was 12 years old, but he wasn't able to catch her. Surprised, Yoshino asks why he did that, so Tsubaki suggests that he might have already liked her back then. However, Yoshino remarks that he previously thought she was a dumb, spoiled girl, so she's not sure he even likes her for real, explaining that she gets the feeling that if she actually did like him, he'd lose all interest in her. It's less that he likes her and more that he's infatuated, but if she points that out to him, he's just going to try harder. She says it's easier for her if he just keeps acting like a psycho. Before Tsubaki asks if she's talked to him about his old girlfriends before. Yoshino slowly says that's not the case, so Tsubaki asks if they really skipped the dating phase and went straight to acting like a retired old couple, and tells them to set things straight now. Later, as the first semester comes to an end, Yoshino sees a pair of girls trying to flirt with Kirishima and asks what he was talking about. He explains that they were discussing who would end up with guide duty since the campus is open over summer. Surprised, Yoshino asks if that's really true since all he does is flaunt the rules, so he mutters that he might break the law, but generally speaking, he obeys school rules. Yeah, torturing people doesn't matter if you just obey your teachers. She admits she thought those girls were trying to ask him out, so he explains that since he's been turning them all down, they've stopped trying before saying Yoshino is his true first friend, shocking her as she realizes she's not even being considered for anything else. In a party, everyone is gossiping about the child actress, Nao, and ask why she broke up with Ozu. Nao reveals that when she said she was going to be in a beauty contest, he said he didn't know she was this attention-hungry. Surprised, the girls cheerily praise Nao for dumping him, but she inwardly says she knows they just think she's a schemer. However, she admits there's nothing wrong with that since at the end of the day, she's the most successful girl from their group. They surprisingly encounter Kirishima and introduce him to Nao, so he smilingly says he knows her and suggests that he might be able to attend her big event in Osaka if his schedule's free. In the bathroom, Nao inwardly remarks that nobody knows during the short time she back to Japan during her summer vacation, she was with Kirishima almost every day. Outside, Kirishima assures her that he won't tell anyone about their past and sees that she's really changed since he seems to remember her being more of the type to speak her mind. She admits he might be right and said she really stands out in Japan if she does that because Japanese people are a bit too antisocial. Before leaving, he quickly gives her his contact info and tells her to contact him if she needs anything. Later, Yoshino calls Kirishima to ask if they can go to Osaka a bit earlier, so he convinces her to go there in July while checking out Nao's post about her upcoming event. Some months later, as they're leaving for Osaka, Yoshino tells Kirishima to not start anything with the locals even if they provoke him. After going around shopping, they take a cab, but Yoshino suddenly stops it and goes outside to confront Shoma, asking why he's here. He explains that he's here to pick her up since he figured she'd come for lunch. Yoshino asks Kirishima to take out the shopping bags while she pays for the fare, and upon seeing how attractive Kirishima is, the grannies at the shop start fawning over him and give him an allowance. Meanwhile, Nao's friend tells her about a scandal involving the group Ozu is associated with and asks if he contacted her recently. She reveals that she has a friend who starts going out with a tough-looking guy whenever a weirdo starts following her, and the problem clears right up. Hearing this, Nao starts thinking about Kirishima, asking her to call if she needs him. Yoshino shows Kirishima around her house and takes him to her room, telling him to just put the stuff down and sit down on the bed. He looks around as she explains that they have huge meals every day and will be eating with a bunch of other people whether they like it or not. Kirishima checks out a handicraft she had made, so she cheerily assures him he can keep it. As she goes downstairs, Kirishima checks his phone and sees that he's received a message from Nao. Later, after they've eaten, Yoshino is worried about how tense things are between Kirishima and Shoma. Kirishima says he should get going since he's booked a room nearby and will come to the house tomorrow morning. She says he could just stay at the house, but he pleasantly assures her that it's fine and leaves. When he leaves, Shoma and Yoshino head to the supermarket to go shopping, and he asks if Kirishima is always like that. When she affirms this, he says she should be a little more careful around him and should know what his real intention is. Later in the night, Kirishima and Nao slowly get up from a bed, and he asks why she messaged him, so she says she just wanted to see him. She asks if he has a girlfriend, so he admits he has a person he thinks he likes, and goes to freshen up, after which his phone receives a notification, and Nao notices the photo of Yoshino Kirishima has set as his wallpaper. Time for some jealousy to stem here.